Hey, it's Jabbo. Welcome to BrickTsar, your home for vintage Lego. And no, this is not Lego, although it is Lego compatible. So I have this Marklin, startup HO scale brick built type of thing. It says building block train starter set or Technic Erfahren. And so, yeah, I got this from eBay. It's not sponsored. I did buy this with my own money, and I have built it. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about it, especially if you like Lego and you like trains and you like to combine them. And this kind of reminds me back in the olden days of Lego when they actually would, I think it was Marklin, or it may have been another brand, but they would have the Lego cities. They had HO scale cars for them, and they would have actual HO or OO gauge trains running in the city. So this is actually not that. It's actually a train that has bases that you build the bricks, and you build the locomotive and the cars. And I've got a bonus tipper truck car that we're going to show you. And I'll get you some close-ups of these. But first, I want to thank our new channel members. I have quite a few, and I am going to have fancy graphics for this. And the czar level ones, should be an every video thing. And so we'll start off with our czar level members. If you want to know all about memberships, please do some research and find out and tell me, so I'll know too. All right. So anyway, we got our czar level, which these will have all the features of the other levels, plus a live stream that I will do. I'll try to do at least once a month for that. But we got Lego Freak, Cosmin Lana, Kenny Hester, Brickitect, and Oil Well. So thank you for our czar level members. And we'll go ahead and mention the other members we got. And we got our A-Full level members. Those will have member-only videos, although I will occasionally make even members-only videos for the other levels, the one that's lower than this one. I guess I shouldn't say lower, but anyway, we got Square Rabbit 1, who's an A-Full level member. We got Brother from Another Brick, who actually is the proud owner of the longest name on here. We'd call him BFAB, though. We got Duju20, which holds the Guinness Book World Record for most exclamation points used on comments on YouTube in the history of YouTube. So thank you, Duju. We got Brick Trains, a fellow member of the A-Fool podcast, so appropriate that he's at the A-Fool level. We got Sheila L. Art. Not only is her name Sheila L. Art, but she literally loves art. I think it's in her name, or that's her YouTube name. But a big supporter of the channel over the years. Really appreciate all that Sheila has done. And Andreas Carlson, who actually, coincidentally, I am also a Carlson. Actually, I'm an Olson, but I'm the son of Carl. So thank you for our A-Full members. And then the BBI members, they will get the emojis and early access to videos like this one. See it before everybody else does, so we can get rid of all those annoying first comments, unless they comment first, which they might do. But anyway, we got Dodo Bricks, longtime viewer, and Robin Hull, the reigning empire leader of the Fabuland community. And we got Mayo Hosco, who's probably watched more BrickTsar videos than anybody else. I apologize to you, Mayo. And then Sirius Warlock is another BBI member. So we'll just we'll have those fancy graphics every video. So I look forward to that. So now let's talk about this Marklin. I don't know how to say it, so it doesn't really matter. This Marklin train. I did buy this on eBay. It's HO scale. It's remote control. And I had problems building it. So one of the problems I had with the train is that the bricks they don't have the same tolerance as Lego. They're not horrible or anything like that. They're not like Lepin. But yeah, I did have some hard times connecting it. And it's actually easy to break the bases that these trains sit on. It might be easier to show with the tipper tray. Actually, I'm going to come off in the tripod and talk to you. But yeah, I did find some challenges in building these. I do like that they give you plenty of stickers. Now, there are different stickers, like you can put different things like on the tank car, and also the, I think it's like a coal wagon, the Schotter Transport. It's a gravel, I think, or something. And then extra stickers for the locomotive. But yeah, I did almost break one of the things piecing it together. And with the locomotive, I built it. I had to completely take it apart because there's a brick in here that controls the light features. Hopefully the battery's still charged. Let's see. Yeah. It has light and sound. And you can push the button to make it do at different rates, different flashing intervals and things like that. But that brick, I found out after much trial and error that it was defective. It's supposed to have a light that tells you when it's charged. It just stayed green when it was plugged in, but it would actually never charge. So there's something wrong with the brick that came with this set. And I don't know, since this set's from Germany, it was really resold by somebody. And when I go to the Marklin website, it gives you all these different American distributors. How do you turn this thing off? Different American distributors of Marklin. I think the battery's almost dead. And I didn't know where to go. And so what I did is I took one out of another set that I have, and I used that brick here. But it's a light stax. It's called light stax. Yeah, I think the battery is dead on this already. But that is the major problem that I had. So yeah, even though it was a brand new set, the light stax brick that makes all these sounds and lights, or is the power source. Why is this thing not going? Oh, we're gonna go like this. Yeah. So let's look at it a little closer. It's so loud with the rattling of the track that you can't actually hear the steaming, chuffing sound going on there. So this is the little button here. You cycle through, and then when it's a different color, uh-oh. Oh, I can't push the button. Gets annoying after a while. Okay, there we go. All right. So basically there's, yeah. I don't know what I'm doing. There we go. This red base, there's no power that goes up through the rails to that unit that's right there. There's a little place where you can charge it and such, but they use bricks that have power contacts on the underside, and those were what brings the electricity like to this light in the front, the light in the back, and then the sound brick right there. So I did have a couple of them. You had to orient the brick a certain way, or it did not have good continuity to get there, because when I first turned it on, like one light would come on. So I had to fiddle with it. So it's not for beginners by any means, even though this on the box it says ages 6 to 99. It was a very challenging build just to get it to work correctly. But I think it's a cool looking locomotive. Consider it's brick built and it's running on HO scale track. Now, one thing to keep in mind, and they do give a warning about this, if you have an HO scale layout or OO gauge or whatever, this locomotive is not really designed to work on that because it's a little bit too wide for that. So if you got those tolerances that are normal for HO scale, yeah, you're going to hit a wall or a tree or something. So yeah, don't do that. So let's pull it up to the tank car. It's benzene. They also had one that said petrol. I chose to use the benzene. But that's the tank car. Again, it's just on a black base here, and then you build it up. And again, putting these slope pieces, which are very similar to Lego, these types of slopes that Lego makes, it was hard. And one of these little pieces here is what I bent when I was trying to build it. Yeah, very frustrating. So let's move it up to the Schroeder car. Whoa, oh, I passed it. I have an emergency stop on here. There. So that is the the gravel car. Stickers are a little hard to apply on the inside, and they don't really show up very well. They're kind of dark. And then, of course, the tipper truck car, not included, but essential for any railroad. All right, so how does Maersk trains work? Let me explain that. It's actually a 3-rail system with the 3rd rail disguised as little knobs. So there's actually, on the bottom of the locomotive, there's a pickup that rubs against these. So these 2 rails here are actually connected by their continuity-wise. They are the same side of the polarity, and this is the other one. So you can do reversing loops with it and stuff. You don't have to worry. It's kind of like Lionel trains. But the problem is you can't take these cars and put them on your HO scale layout because it'll short out, because the axles conduct, so you'd create a short with traditional HO scale. So if you live in the US, just keep that in mind, that you're not going to be able to run this on your layout. And you won't even be able to put the cars on the layout unless you do like I did with the tipper truck car. I took the wheels out and put wheels that are insulated so that it doesn't connect the electricity across the rails. Another thing to keep in mind is this is a European set, and so it does use a European power supply. You can get one that's rated for 18 volts DC, 18 volts out, and then just connect it to there. I elected to waste my money and buy a power converter because I have a lot of different accessories that use this. So I converted it from 110 to 220 for this. I think this was 220 input. Yeah, 220 to 240 input there. And so this power converter I got on Amazon, it's got the different inputs you can set, and then here you got the 110 out or the 220 out there. Also has a USB, which I can use to plug in and charge this up when the battery gets low. Oops, I'm crooked. So this remote control has other buttons. I don't think this locomotive has all the features. I think you can start it by pushing one of the buttons. Yeah, I think it's different speeds, but since there's no lights on the locomotive, I thought there was something where you could like uncouple, but I haven't figured that out if there is. I don't think the couplers work that way. Like I got some Lionel trains where you can push a button and decouple a train. But then you got emergency stop, and then you hit this button. Wait a minute. That reverses the direction. Wait, it's not reversing. There we go. Now we're going in reverse. And let me show you the locomotive real quick. The underside of it. This is what's picking up the electricity. So these two are connected, and then this is the center rail. It's very odd in my opinion, and yeah, so that'd be problematic if you want to try to run this on HO scale track here in the US, because this will short out your rails, because these are all metal wheels. I wish they had an insulated axle there. They don't. I did for my tipper truck car. I did buy some aftermarket, or I don't know, they were expensive, but I bought these that don't conduct electricity so I can run it on my HO scale track. And even if I did convert these, I'd only be able to do the cars. I wouldn't be able to run the locomotive on my train tracks. So that's disappointing. Marklin, why you do that? Why you got to be the oddball of the HO scale world, or OO gauge, or whatever it is? Does this thing... Yeah, I was wondering if it did have like some kind of remote uncoupling feature, but I don't know. And there you can kind of see the underside of where the conducting elements are to get to things. So all the bricks in there that are like that, they have metal layer on the bottom. And there's actually little metal that coming out of the studs there on the top of those bricks as well. So you can have some continuity issues with that. Why can't I couple this together? You gotta bang it hard enough. There we go. And I think the little track piece is actually where the infrared goes, and that doesn't go to the locomotive, it goes to the actual piece on the track. That is the Marklin starter HO Lego compatible, not Lego branded, not Lego bricks, but I really wish that these are the kind of crossovers, the dead spot in the track, crossovers I'd love to see Lego do with a model train company like Marklin. They're in Germany, and you know, why couldn't these be Lego bricks on here? Wouldn't that be awesome if Lego did that? So again, Marklin, they got their own thing. These light up bricks, I think it's a separate company called stax, because when I looked up the stax brand on Amazon, I was actually looking for a replacement for that brick that didn't work. The bricks that I saw were also branded stax, but they actually looked like they were a little bit bigger scale and wouldn't be compatible with this. So I do have a couple other cars I'm going to be building. I'll probably handle all this on Trains Are Fun, my train related channel. But I wanted to show you guys this. So there's something it's brick based. It's not Lego. It is Lego compatible. I think it's pretty cool. It's not for everybody. And yeah, if you live in the US, it could be problematic for you. So I can't recommend it if you live in the US unless you want to deal with the frustration and the things like I dealt with. But I like these kind of things. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something. And thanks again to all the channel members. And we will see you guys in the next video. Trains Are Fun. That's my other channel. This channel is BrickTsar. There was vintage Lego in this. Ooh, a gravel car and tipper trucks carry gravel. How fast will this go?
Joseph Olsen standing in a field, staring at the stars, talking but for real, holding an oversized light bulb in his arms. As we go marching 2x4 out of this dream and right through that open door. Joseph Olsen with that light bulb in his arms.